Welcome back to another episode. Finally back at the Capri. I've managed to get a day where I'm free of work and my turbos have arrived. So you'll see they're drastically smaller than the last ones, but this should be a better all-rounder instead of max power up top. So one night I was fooling about with the old turbos and I made this bit of a link pipe here to set the turbo up and away from the manifold, because it just doesn't fit between the inner wing and the turbo or the manifold. So it's time to modify that because it just doesn't sit where I want it. I would like it to sit further forward, mainly because this one here, I need it to sit out here someplace to give enough room that it's not hitting brake pipes, it's not hitting fan belts, oil caps, stuff like that. So I need it to sit roughly here somewhere, and the far side, if you can see, just it sits far too far back, so my OCD wouldn't allow that. So it's time to do this side first because it's got too much to worry about hitting. So if I get this sitting where I want it, then I can go over and just modify that side slightly. So time to crack on. Time is precious and all that, so here goes. Okay, so turbo's sitting roughly where I want it, but it's too high. It's gonna be very, very tight to the bonnet. So, first time doing this as always, but I need to cut a wee bit off this elbow just to drop the turbo down to maybe 25 mil or so, maybe 30 mil, just to give enough clearance to the bonnet. So that'll be the next task, get it welded up, tacked up even, then start on to the other side to try and replicate it to get it equal. We'll go from there. That's how not to TIG weld. Okay, so turbo mounted where I want it. I don't know if you can see it in there or not. Made a bit of a mistake and cut far too much off the elbow, so I had to weld it back together again because I couldn't get the bolts into the bottom in there. There was just not enough room. So now then, turbo, hopefully you can see up in here. You can. Plenty of room there now between the bonnet and the turbo. So next step is going to be to get this side here and get it to try and sit something similar. Thankfully it's only tacked up. I'm going to cut it at this joint because it's not long enough. It needs to come away out, and put a bit of straight in, and then hopefully with that I'll be able to extend it out to the same place, mock it up, and away we go. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But it's really not. I need to make a bracket for the actuator as well, because the standard bracket on the actuator was actually cast into this turbo. I've cut it off and buffed it back, so it's just a matter of finding some way to seat the actuator over here somewhere again, nice and neatly out of the road. And that's that. Another job off the list. Same with this side as well. I've had to, as you can see, I've buffed this all down nice and neatly. So, on to the next bit. This is what I'm finishing up for today. This turbo here I'm fairly happy with where it sits. There's only one bolt in it, hence why it's swiveling currently, but I'm fairly happy where that sits there. This one, however, needs another cut and weld. It's all trial and error really. I just need to swing it that way slightly. It's too close to the inner wing, as you can see. It does fit, but it's far too close from any movement in the engine or whatever. So going to bring it this way and maybe tilt it a wee bit. It's all minor stuff now, thankfully. They are fairly well in line across the engine. So I've got the height and I've got the distance forward right. I just need to get it in, sitting in away from the inner wing a wee bit more. Make up a couple of brackets for the actuators. I will bang a bolt into this just to make it more rigid. Set you down a minute. Now then, downpipe. Got these nice flanges cut, so I need to cut this here off at a bit of an angle, and then I think I might get away with running the straight piece straight down into that gap. So I'll try that the next night whenever I have her up on the lift. Haven't even tried it on this side yet, but it's going to be no issues really with the gap we'll have down there. Next day is going to be, as said, tweaking this turbo, making brackets for the actuators hopefully, and tack welding the downpipes together. Then while the car's away for paint, I can do the final welding of the link pipes and the downpipes and stuff to get them all ready. Yeah, apologies for the state of my TIG welding. I really am not good at it, but there's only one way to learn, and that's to keep going, practice. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button, subscribe button, share it, social media, tell your friends. And if you're interested in my other project, the Mark II Escort, give it a like too or subscribe. Thank you, bye.